Hey team, I'm here with some LED air vents. Some of you may have already seen these. There's a very good how-to video on removing the dash and installing these LED air vents. Really the only tricky part is getting a flat head up in here in order to take your old air vents out, and then running the wires, of course, from the passenger side through the dash over here and then out behind this window controller. But I wanted to make this quick video because I went a little step further than the typical LED air vent install. You'll notice that instead of controlling them down here with this button that comes with the ones that I bought from Amazon, I went ahead and added a Bluetooth controller so that I can either control it with this remote or I can control it with my smartphone app, which is what I do because this remote is it's pretty big and I don't really want to carry it around in the vehicle. But that being said, for those of you that are interested in this, I've got my module down here. So when I hit this button to blue, we've got green, we've got red, but it's got whatever, you know, the 16 million colors or whatever they advertise, right? But the main reason that I have done this was normally you'd have to cycle through the colors using the button press down here. Well, I didn't do that. I went ahead and spliced my wires so that I could use that Bluetooth module that I was talking about earlier. I also had to use a 12 volt to 5 volt step down. If you feed these LEDs anything over 5 volts, they'll burn up. So you have to have a 12 volt to 5 volt step down, and then on top of that, the Bluetooth controller, and then you would wire in the power to the LED. So I'll leave a link down in the description below with the step down controller as well as the Bluetooth controller that I used. And I'm gonna give you guys a night shot and let you guys see what this looks like at night. But here it is during the daytime. I've also got my set up to be on a rocker switch. So when I turn the rocker switch, these go ahead and turn off. So I'm cutting in the video for a second because I'm watching the video in editing and I need to make a note here. The reason that I put the rocker switch and the reason that I put the Bluetooth control module is because I wanted more control over the system. How it's set up with the one from Amazon is, like I mentioned, you have to press that button on the dash and that cycles through it. And if you press and hold that button on the dash, then it'll completely turn it off or turn it back on for you. The problem with that is that it only gets 12 volts, well, 5 volts in this case. It only gets power when the vehicle is turned on. And me being me, I want to control when it receives power. So that's why it's on a rocker switch. That's why it's on that Bluetooth control module so that I can control the colors more than the ones that were preset on just that little rocker switch that came from the Amazon one. As you notice in the video, I'm not actually using that AML. I think it's called AML or ALM. They have some kind of label on it. You'll see it in the link in the description when you click on it, and it takes you to Amazon, the rocker switch that they include, which is nice that it comes to that button because it sits there and it's flush with the rest of the buttons that are on that panel down there. I'm not going to use that. I wasn't going to worry about getting inside there and putting that in, although from the videos that I've seen, it's pretty easy to install. All that to say this, I've got it on a rocker switch. You don't have to do that. You could just use it how it is on Amazon. This video is just taking things a bit beyond because you guys know how I am. I just can't seem to leave well enough alone. So I've got the Bluetooth module, I've got the step down converter, and I've got that rocker switch, which allows me to put 12 volts, well, 5 volts technically. It allows me to put that power down whenever I see fit. So this is just some food for thought. You do not have to do it this way. You can just simply install the kit as it comes from Amazon, just the way that it is. Back to it. You don't have to do that. You could turn them off with the remote control. You could also turn them off with the Bluetooth smart app on your phone. But I went ahead and also put these on a rocker switch. That way, if I'm ever at a Jeep show or a parking lot where we're showing off our vehicles or whatever the case might be, if I'm parked in an area where I want these to flash blue and red, for example, not that I would do that, but if you want to, you could do that. If you're parked in a sketchy area and you want these things to glow a certain color to make it look like someone might be inside the vehicle, because I have window tints so no one can see in at night, but they'd be able to see that these are changing colors. So it might give the impression that someone might be inside the vehicle and maybe they won't mess with your vehicle. But that's just an example of some of the things that you can do with this. I'm gonna go ahead and run through some different setups that the app provides. So let's go ahead and cut to that now. I wanted to briefly mess up the aspect ratio of this YouTube video and show you guys a screen recording of what I'm talking about. So of course you can cycle through all the colors of the rainbow up there on that palette just by moving your finger around. And then you can set presets down here at the bottom, as you guys can see. Whoop, let's write that again. So down here's your presets. by pressing and holding it. You're able to change it. So that's pretty nice. That being said, here in style is where you guys will most likely enjoy a lot of the gradual changes, the crossfades. They have different speeds down here that you can see where you're able to increase the brightness, decrease the brightness. That being said, it will beat to the sound of the music. But yeah, you can use your phone mic, or you can use an external mic, which is built into the module itself. So that's pretty nice. You don't always have to have your phone on. If you guys have any questions about this app that I didn't discuss, please let me know. So here's where it strobes through different colors like pink, purple, blue, red, green, yellow, etc. to me. And you can change the speed. You can slow this down or you can speed this up. To me, this is going to be a bit distracting. It's not, I wouldn't drive this way, but for those of you that want that option, it's there. And here is that blue to red crossfade that I was talking about earlier, where it slowly cycles through red and blue. And you can speed that up, you can slow that down, you can increase the brightness, you can decrease the brightness. I currently have these at the max brightness. This is going to give you an idea of what they look like in the middle of the daytime with the sun out. And it looks, they will look different, especially at night. They'll look different as you move around them because this silver trim reflects, but inside the silver trim is a chrome trim that really reflects the light. So they do look pretty trippy at night. I do like the satisfying click that they give whenever you close them and when you open them. They do move as well. So if you want to move them just like the factory ones move, these do the same thing. So you can move them up, down, left, right. And with the power of YouTube editing, we are here at night. And this is what they look like in the nighttime. Now, I will say that my head unit, I have it set at the dimmest setting. So if we were to increase that brightness a little bit, this is how it compares when the brightness on the head unit is increased just a bit. And now we'll go ahead and try to cycle through some of the colors and some of the modes so you guys can take a better look at this at night.